Well, hello there, everybody. It's Liann and Nick here again with another epic Cuddles review of a Disney tragedy. I mean, movie that was so good, right?
We just came back from watching the Lion King live action. So, we'll first start off with no spoilers.
No, I mean,
No
it's
spoilers, and then we'll go into the spoiler section of it and our gripes and wishes.
how much can you really spoil, though? That's the thing. I wouldn't.
There's a lot.
Nah,
There's a lot to spoil.
there's a lot for people who haven't seen the original movie. I need to not move in my chair. It's creaky.
Well, I mean, with every movie, even on Disney's Aladdin live action, there were
new things to spoil.
yeah.
There's nothing.
There is
new.
There are new things.
There's like little jokes and voice actor changes and stuff.
They tweaked it, okay?
It's the same movie. It's the same movie but worse. Don't watch it. End the podcast. It's horrible.
What?
Why would you ever watch this over the original Lion King? I see absolutely no reason to ever even consider watching this.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
If you could get over the computer generated
The CGI animals. It's like,
then
okay,
it's a good movie.
Here's the whole value that I perceived from that could have possibly come from this is if none of it was actually CGI. Like, they wanted it to look like real animals, and it would be impressive if it actually was. Like,
I thought it was impressive.
The voice acting and everything, they just mixed it in a way that sounded, or I guess just the animals didn't emote properly for when they were speaking, so it just sounded like people talking over images of animals to me. So if it were real animals, then I would have been impressed. But otherwise, I'm just like, why? Why wouldn't you have just made a good movie? I'm being hyperbolic now, but why wouldn't you just want to rewatch the original where they're actually emotive and you can care?
Well, they wanted to use CGI for this and to be able to make animals from.
They wanted to get more money out of releasing it again in theaters.
Again, my theory, because us millennials grew up with these movies.
I would never show these to my children. I would never show any of the live action movies to my children.
What?
I would show all the originals.
I would show the originals first, and then when they're older, or if they want, then
if they want,
then we can watch the live action ones.
But also, I would be like, it's worse. I don't know why you would want to watch this. It's worse.
Oh my god!
But we can watch it, I guess, if you want. I really did not like this movie.
Really did not like it. Dang.
I was upset. Like, when we got out, I asked you what your rating is because we didn't want to talk about it too much, and you said like 7.
Yeah, 6.5 to 7. I thought it was okay. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There are a little bit of tweaks here and there that I liked and also did not like. So.
I said 5.5, and the 5.5 is entirely, it's pretty to look at. It's a good story, but it's entirely unoriginal because it's just the same exact story, and there's absolutely no reason to watch it over the original, so why even make it in the first place?
It's to show our futuristic part that we are in where we can use CGI to make fake animals.
You can, but it's worse.
Yeah,
so why?
Like I said, if you can get over the fact that they talk and they sing and talk, then it's a good movie.
Like Aladdin, it's easier because they're people.
Yeah.
Like, except for Abu, which was obviously a downfall there. Like, he
didn't even say anything.
Yeah, exactly. Abu was more of a character in the original. It's easier when it's people because you connect in a different way than you do with an animation. But here, it's just animals that don't even convey their emotions like they should for a good movie.
Should you say that people should go watch this?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way in hell.
Just wait.
No, not even just wait. Never watch this.
Just
watch the original.
Oh my God.
Never watch this.
Jeez.
I'm serious. I don't see why it's so crazy. This added nothing to The Lion King.
Just made it look pretty. That was
The original looks pretty. It took skill to animate that just as much as it did today, but the animation today doesn't fit for the movie they were making.
True. Yeah. With the voices, their mouths moving along with the voice that you're hearing. Well, if you're into Lion King, I'd say go ahead and see it. If you're not, you can pass it and watch it later or rent it.
Or just erase it from your memory that it ever happened, and you'd be better off that way.
Watch it, you know?
I'm sorry I'm so negative about it. I just think it was absolutely terrible.
Jeez.
I told you ahead of time that I was that this is likely how I would feel about it, and some of the reviews that came out were looking pretty good, so I was like, okay, maybe.
Why did you want to watch it then?
Maybe it'll be okay. We had $5 tickets, so whatever. We'll go see it. It'll make for a fun podcast. And nope.
Okay, can we please talk about that introduction of the new castle?
I don't understand what the problem with that was.
It's different. They put in animated kind of fireworks in there, like 8-bit looking.
I don't understand.
Fireworks. The castle did not look pretty.
No,
it
Mika
didn't represent anything about the Lion King at all.
Mika doesn't like it either.
And
why is this supposed to be about this?
Well,
this is how you know that I'm not like nostalgia blinded or nostalgia or just completely against change, because I didn't care whatsoever about the castle. It looked fine to me.
No, it didn't look fine. It looked worse than what they've had before, or many movies that they've made. It also just looks bad. But anyways,
also for reference, for my own opinions, I didn't really care about The Lion King that much to begin with. Like, okay, well, I like the. That's not my problem. I wouldn't be so if. You'd think that I'd care so much about the original, considering how pissed off I am about this remake, but I don't. Like, I barely ever watched it.
Oh, well, I've watched it many times.
I've seen it like a couple times when I was little. We had it on VHS, but I didn't.
You didn't care?
It's not something that I want to go back to that much, ever.
But they have good music.
They have good music, but I don't know, this. Mika's trying to catch something. There's a fly.
Yeah, it is. So what do you think of the first 3 minutes, I guess? You don't remember?
I no, it's not that I don't remember, it's just that I don't care. I didn't care about any of this movie. Well, it's a good story.
You get the picturesque view of Africa.
What are your thoughts?
Shot by shot. It was actually shot by shot of everything, because I've seen this movie so many times. I thought it was very pretty, and it's like it's hard to distinguish, not hard to distinguish, but it's kind of weird to see like cartoon version turn into real fake computer CGI version,
which was bad in some places too. It seemed like I was watching like some of the antelopes bouncing around, and one of them, it looked like it wasn't even moving its legs. it just like hovered through the air.
there were a couple times when like things just didn't look correct. Like when you see Simba and Mufasa walk, and they're showing behind their hind legs as they're walking, it just felt like a lot of going on, which I didn't. It just looked off to me.
I feel like some of it is just we don't really know how these animals will really like locomote that much. Like, I'm sure they studied them endlessly to find out or to figure out exactly how they would move through these scenes.
Well, I know for sure lions don't hop as they're walking.
He wasn't hopping.
They walk pretty slow.
They were walking pretty slow, but I don't see that as an issue with the CGI.
Felt like a lot. There were just some things that were off.
There's like the non-animating floating deer was the thing for me. Like it sounds terrible. It like if you weren't looking, you wouldn't notice it. But in the beginning, that was the thing that I noticed.
No,
Maybe they just hover through the air like that. I don't know. But when they're
horrible was when they were over in Timon and Pumbaa, and then but Nala came in. Oh no! It was Simba who came in and seemed like he was gonna eat the antelope, and the antelope was talking weirdly. Remember that? It was talking really weird.
That one actually kind of fit as like a CG character, like actually not like what I would have wanted, like a character emoting. I feel like that one was actually kind of emotive. Anyways, we're jumping around.
We are jumping around.
The CG that.
Well, I assume you don't want to talk about it because you just seem like you're.
I just want to be like, this movie sucked. Goodbye. The floating the other CGI thing issue that I saw was when Simba was walking through the desert, his paws were sinking into the sand, and it looked like it looked like his paws were just clipping through the sand.
Okay,
because it was mushing in.
Why is there even desert? Like, are they going through Egypt to get to the other side?
To get to the rainforest? That was, I don't know, maybe...
It didn't make sense to me at all. Like,
when was the last time you watched the movie? Because maybe that kind of thing happened.
I don't think so. I remember that he just ran and then he ended up in that desert.
The other thing about it being real-looking animals is that it's harder to disconnect from how ridiculous the story is. Like, how is he trekking all the way through the desert to get to the rainforest and not dying? Why were Timon and Pumbaa there in the first place? When he was in the rainforest and eating grubs, how did he grow into a full lion?
Because it's showing time pass whenever.
Yeah, but you can't. A lion can't just eat bugs and grow into a fully formed lion.
They're copying from the animation.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that doesn't work as well when it's not a cartoon. I'm not gonna like, oh yes, tiny little lion cub eats bugs, turns into giant lion king.
What do you think of Rafiki?
I thought Rafiki was cool. He says funny things.
He wasn't as great in this movie than he was in the original. He also didn't have his cane.
He did have his cane.
At the end.
Yeah, we never really said spoilers, by the way, but you know.
Oh yes.
It's
spoilers
the same movie, so there's no spoilers. If nobody listening to this podcast has never watched a Lion King movie before, say in the comments if this is your first Lion King, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go watch. Just stop. Don't even watch the Lion King live action yet. Go and watch the original.
Or do watch this one first, because then you'll actually have a good time seeing how much better the original was.
No. What if they actually like this movie?
Then they like this movie, and we're wrong.
Are we wrong? You're the one who's in the wrong. You don't like it.
You don't like it either.
I said there are just some things that are off. Yeah. Some things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, how'd you like the shot-by-shot situation in the beginning? We're going to go back to the beginning, and this is no spoilers. I mean, this is spoilers now. Whoops. Spoilers now.
It's fine. What do you want me to say?
You like the shot-by-shot action ones that they had? You didn't think that was cool?
No.
I was just amazed at that point. I was like, wow, they really did it.
The same movie.
Shot by shot. With CGI animals.
Yep. They sure did. That was their mistake for the whole movie. Yep. I liked the mouse. The mouse was cute.
That was too much. Oh, and then we'll get back to it another time. But get back to that later. So then what happens after that? Oh, we get introduced to Scar. I thought his mane should have been more dark. to kind of distinguish. But they did pretty well with making Scar.
I didn't like Scar. His voice actor wasn't as good.
Yeah, his voice actor was not.
I didn't like
not harsher tone.
I don't like Be Prepared.
Really
I didn't like any of this movie.
He didn't really seem more intense like the Scar that we know. And then Be Prepared.
We're skipping a lot now. I Just Can't Wait to Be King, Elephant Graveyard. Be Prepared comes after Just Can't Wait to Be King. Yes.
What do you think about Zazu?
Zazu's cool.
Did you notice they pronounce his name a little differently?
No. I haven't watched it in a long time, remember?
Well, it's pronounced Zazu, but they said Zazu. Zazu. Yeah,
I don't know if they
Zazu in it. I'm like, what the? I was confused.
I don't remember that. I feel like they were saying Zazu.
So then we go into I Just Can't Wait to Be King, the song.
Better than the original?
No. Definitely not better than the original.
Oh yeah, no. Did I say better? I meant to say the original was better.
The original is definitely better. There's a lot more color going on. It's hard for this song to make it into CGI because it wouldn't make sense for these animals to be dancing along
or having fun
looking
like you look at their face, they're just running around in the fields. It's like it's supposed to be a really happy looking Simba. He just looks like a cat still.
Yeah. Another person I heard also pointed that out, that it's just really hard to make
animals emote.
Make animals, more animated.
Yeah, why did you make this movie, Disney? Why?
To make money.
Yes. Scar messes things up. It almost gets them eaten. How do you feel about the hyenas?
Wait. Be Prepared was shortened this time.
This is after first we meet the hyenas for the first time.
Oh, the hyenas. Ugh. I didn't like them in this one. I thought they were. You kind of get a little bit of the three main hyenas. But there were more hyenas in this movie. There were a lot of them. Wait, weren't there a lot of them anyway?
Yeah, there were a lot. There were just the three in Lion King too. But I thought they were scarier in this. I didn't think they were funny at all, and they barely laughed, and they didn't like the. They're supposed to be like the dumb one. Like he's okay. He's got half of his ear bitten off, and he acts funny, kind of. I didn't think that was conveyed nearly as well as the original. I didn't care about them at all.
I didn't care about the hyenas. I like the hyenas in the original.
Yeah.
Now can we go to Be Prepared?
Yeah.
Be Prepared was shortened. I hated it. I did not like it.
Oh yeah, it was shortened, huh?
Yeah, it was super.
I felt like there was supposed to be more to it. 5 minutes? That's way longer than it was. Probably like a minute and a half.
Okay, I guess it was short. And I love Be Prepared in the original. Ugh. So
people want Disney villains to have their own songs. Well, here you go. We threw this one together and left it in, even though it should have been cut.
It kept on saying, "Be prepared, be prepared."
Yeah,
that was it. That was just it. And then the song ends, moving on to Antelope Canyon, where Mufasa dies.
There wasn't even like a chorus to the song. He just said some things and then said "Be prepared" a bunch, and then it was over.
Yep, that was it. That's why I was like, I don't like it.
Mufasa dies. Simba goes to the rainforest. He comes back. He kills Scar at the end. We're done?
No.
Damn it. Well, I sent my Twitch channel to mature audiences, so.
Wait, this isn't going on Twitch.
Yeah, but whatever.
It's going on YouTube.
Yeah.
So they did a shot by shot when Simba's like, no, and they zoom out.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you feel about that?
Okay.
I didn't like it. I thought it was weird.
Just assume that I don't care. I hate it.
There was another point. So then Simba goes to across the desert into the rainforest to meet Timon and Pumbaa. And Timon and Pumbaa, they're still the same,
except worse
character-wise, but they're animals. Like Pumbaa, I just don't like the way he looks in this one.
I thought
Timon was fine.
I thought Seth Rogen was good as Pumbaa.
Yeah, he was.
And
their singing was great.
I did not like the new Timon.
Why?
I didn't like it.
Timon was fine. He was almost closely, very exactly, almost to the point.
Like the voice acting the same?
Kind of,
No.
and then just his character in general. Both of them, their characters were still the same.
I'm just imagining what the animation looked like, and I really wish that we watched that movie instead. Timon is a cool character in the original, and this one he's a rat.
But I
mean, he's a rat, really. But I don't want
to showcase Timon's animal and what he does. As soon as Timon gets on top of Simba, he starts picking at Simba's mane.
Yeah, that was a nice little detail.
That was a nice little detail right there. I like that. And then it goes into Hakuna Matata. The song was great. I like what they did with it. It's very similar to the original. They had that slimy yet satisfying scene.
Yeah, that was funny. Made me think of you.
Why?
Because you always gotta judge all your food. Needs to be fancy.
It needs to be fancy.
Yeah.
Then it goes into. Oh yeah, it cuts into Scar's scene where everything is all barren and gross.
Yeah, and all the lionesses are still stupid and won't do anything.
Nala leaves, but this is different. They show Nala leaving Pride Rock, and that's not in the original.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay, that's good.
She kind of just shows up in the original.
That's good.
So that's a difference right there. They probably show like a little bit, but I think maybe in this one they extended it, but I really don't remember her.
Yeah, she had this whole stealth sequence where she had to escape.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
And Zazu had to distract Scar.
Yeah, I feel like Zazu was more of a badass in this one.
Yeah.
Like he actually joined the fight in the end too.
But he's still a little, ditzy.
He's still just a bird, and he wants to tell you about his brother who thought he was a woodpecker. A lot.
So Nala ends up going to the rainforest and seeing Simba. They have their little Can you feel love tonight moment? Tonight. Not the same. There's no vines involved in this one. They're kind of just running around and going near the waterfalls, which I thought, like, all of the scenes were very nice and pretty. Like the grass, and I thought everything was really realistic, and I thought they did a very good job at that. So I liked the views.
It is a pretty.
It's a very pretty movie to watch. Just be like, because I was just like, whoa! If they made this, can't they just make anything? Oh, here's my. When they're at the river, and Simba is like, "Father," and then they show the clouds.
Oh yeah, and they don't show Mufasa. It's just clouds.
Mufasa
that would look stupid if it was like a realistic looking lion peeking out of the clouds.
Oh, so you like the cloud?
No,
I didn't.
I'm just like, why did you make this movie again? Because it would look stupid.
Oh, I was just like, what are we looking at here? We're just looking at clouds.
There was like very
vaguely
lion-shaped lightning strikes in the clouds, and that was about it.
Oh, another thing I wanted to point out, we're gonna backtrack a little bit. When Simba is just lying down, and then a piece of
was that whole sequence even in the original?
It's supposed to be the part where he lays down and then a whole bunch of things fly off. I don't know, like leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
Would just fly off into the wind, and then the wind carries it to Rafiki's tree house.
I thought that was a kind of cool sequence, but it went on too long.
No, but then Rafiki in the original, he would break open this like
this coconut or something.
Thing? Yeah, I think he did that in the original.
What, and that like identified that it was Simba?
Yeah, he's supposed to be. He does this like, he does a whole little thing with the juices. Yeah, but in this one, in the live action, they did. They had a piece of fur fly out into the wind, and I swear it felt like 5 minutes of us just of scenes just following along this piece of fur.
It was kind of cool, but it did go for too long.
It went for too long.
I liked the dung beetle rolling.
I did not.
Thing.
I was like, really?
What? It could happen.
And also, is that actually giraffe's poop?
Yes.
Just a ball.
Well, it's probably a ball of poop it collected everywhere. I don't know how dung beetles work.
Is that what they're called?
I think so.
Dung beetles?
That's in Hollow Knight. You fight a dung beetle boss, and he throws balls of poop at you. I think he rolls on it too.
Yeah, so I didn't like that section at all. I think you saw me. I was raising my hand up. Like,
yeah.
Really?
You're like, what? Why?
I was like, why does it have to be this long?
Why did this movie have to exist? Even better question.
So when Rafiki goes and sees Simba to bring him to the river or the lake. Little river. It's not even a river, it's a pond.
Like
a pond.
Bank. A water bank. I don't know.
This pond, that was cool. How they made that. It was shot by shot, I think, of him getting over there, going through all the leaves and branches.
Oh.
But Rafiki didn't do his laugh that he does. He wasn't as funny in this one. You didn't, Again, you're gonna say like, oh, I hate this movie.
I thought it was fine.
Anyways, they head back to Pride Rock. Timon and Pumbaa follow closely behind. Something different happened. Timon just started singing Be Our Guest at this point. But this is supposed to be the section where I was hoping that they were going to do... What should I do? Like, do the hands and do the dance and... Like...
What? What's happening? What?
It was supposed to be the funny moment that they had in the original.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember
like,
specifics of the original.
Play the hula or...
Oh, that would have been way better.
Yeah.
Instead they just lay there.
No, they started singing Be Our Guest.
No, they just laid there and then they were like, Be Our Guest, and that was it.
Oh no, the crowd liked it. The audience did. I thought it was funny. But I would have much preferred what they had in the original. But they probably didn't want to do it because it would look a little off because they're trying to make it as realistic as possible.
They would never wear hula costumes in real life.
That's true.
We can't do that.
That's true.
We can't have a fun movie.
They're trying to make it realistic in CGI, just re-animated.
That's the other thing that I was thinking, like, okay, if this was real animals and they were just voice acting over it and they caught all this footage and like simulated it all, or like, yeah, that would be cool. Or if nobody talked, if you just watched this as if it were nature, that could be cool.
Then who's gonna watch it?
Well, you could just figure out the story on your own, come up with your own story. Instead, it's a shitty version of The Lion King.
Oh, they're just gonna like start
nobody talks,
roaring, and
it's the exact same movie, but there's no talking.
So it's a silent film. That's what you want it to be.
No, it's not silent. It has nature sounds. It has all the sounds they would actually make in nature, but there's no talking. And just take out the dialogue, and I feel like that could be cool. But also still only if it was real.
Did you cry when Mufasa died?
I teared up, but mostly just because
I teared up.
I like the original story.
I teared up because I thought it was pretty the way, or like it was more impactful.
I like the paw print going in the bigger paw print. And that's our thoughts on The Lion King. Thanks for watching.
Wait, we didn't get to the end. Simba wins. Scar dies. The hyenas go to wherever the heck they came from. Nala had a scene. That's different. Nala had a bigger scene in this. Just a little bit.
Good.
Probably like 2 minutes of it. So that was a pretty big change, but I like that. And then they had a new kid, and we're gonna go into Lion King 1.5. Live action.
God, no.
No more.
No, please. Erase this movie from existence and from my memories.
If they do an Aristocats live action,
no.
I
do it like the Cats movie. Do it like the Cats musical movie.
I don't know, man.
Just make real people Aristocats.
Don't change it. Keep the characters the way they are if they're ever gonna do this.
Honestly, if they like the Cats musical, if they did that but with the Lion King live action, that would be better than this, because at least people can emote. At least you could care about the characters even a little bit.
No, that would just look weird.
Dead faces constantly.
So there were there were actually a lot of things I didn't like about it than other than, I mean, it was just nice and pleasing to watch.
You got to watch The Lion King again, but it was worse. And the original.
It was worse. There were just things that were different. Sorry, okay. Nick gives this a 5 out of 10. I give this a 6.5 and 6.5 or 7.
It's not a bad movie if it were the only movie to exist that was The Lion King.
Yeah.
But because there already is the original, why would you ever watch this? There's no reason. I can't think of a single thing that would make me want to watch this ever again.
Because it looks pretty.
No, I don't care. I've seen pretty graphics before. This doesn't interest me at all. The end.
Yeah. Well, my thing about this, but right before as soon as they announced that there was Lion King live action, I was like, no, why? And then I saw that Jon Favreau was directing it, and I was like more curious about how he's gonna do this. I think they executed it really nicely, and they had not, what do you call it? Like, they had really good singers. What'd you think of the voice acting and the singing?
The original was better. It's fine.
The original was better? I thought it was very similar. If not, maybe just a little bit better. And they also played Spirit, the new song, in the movie.
In the credits?
No, it wasn't in the credits. It was in the movie. You don't remember. It's when they're going back to Pride Rock. They started singing Spirit. I thought that was interesting and I liked it. But I did like how they were going back through the desert to get to Pride Rock. I don't know what this whole thing with the desert. Maybe it wasn't the original.
It must have been. I feel like I remember the cracked, like Simba is laying down in the cracked thing and the vultures go around him. I feel like I remember that setting.
I remember that. Maybe you need to watch it again.
No, I definitely don't.
Oh, but you said you like the animation.
If I decide to watch The Lion King again in the far future, I will watch the original.
I thought all the lions looked really nice. A lot of them, there weren't a lot of different distinctive things. Like Nala, how could you tell Nala amongst all the other?
They all looked exactly the same.
They all look the same.
Simba's mom and Nala.
They all look the
exactly the same.
Yeah, but in the original, different.
Yep.
Simba looked pretty close to Mufasa. Maybe his mane was just a little bit shorter.
He had eyebrows. Those are the differences. He had like little white spots above his eyes.
No.
At least that's what I thought the difference was. I mean, in the original animation, they look probably more identical, Mufasa and grown Simba. I don't really see why they need to make a distinction anyways. It's one is dead.
All right. We already told you what we liked and what we didn't like. Please leave a comment below what you also thought about the movie. And we'll see you next time.
I'm sorry, I'm a terrible podcaster. Never watched this movie. Bye. Yeah.